I'm kind of curious. So, like in the context of these watches and the Armoury, like how do you who do you see as the customer for this per se, and like what are they looking for, perhaps?
It's a great question. Because you're right, maybe I should have led with that. So, this is the navy blazer of watches. That's what I set out to create, is like the navy blazer watches, a watch that's simple, elegant, everyone can wear it. It's meant to be relatively affordable. It's meant to be well constructed, and it's just one of those things that you can own it and you can wear it in a lot of different ways and you don't really have to think about it too much, And obviously, like, because especially my background is very much a clothing background, right? The fit of it really matters, and the context of how you wear it really matters. So, like, we really tried to shape the case and the lugs, and even the straps and bracelets to feel like it's really wrapping onto your wrist, like it's become one with you, but also it kind of just blends into you. You won't notice it's there a lot of the time until you actually need to check it. And then, in terms of colors, right, we really tried to focus on like great colors, usable colors for when you're wearing it and you need to figure out, which color do I want to match with my outfit today? Like, because yes, like horology is important, movements are important, incredible engineering is important. But for me personally, I feel strongly also about if you're gonna buy these things, you gotta wear them. Like all the watches that I collect that I don't wear are the ones that I cannot actually physically wear on my body on a regular basis. So I wanted to make watches that people would always feel comfortable wearing all the time.
It's funny, Zach, I think, has like developed a real interest in clothing and suiting, and has kind of gotten into that a little bit more.
Clothing, working on my first suit.
And obviously, you're kind of at the center of that world in a lot of respects, and have accomplished like a ton. Whereas I feel like I am way on the outside. Like I am not a suit wearer. I am not tailored clothing wearer. And part of it is that I sort of have the feeling where I never feel comfortable wearing it. I never feel comfortable in that skin, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting, and I've always admired people who like yourself and Zach, who can kind of wear these kinds of clothes and feel comfortable and just kind of go for it. And it's to a certain extent, maybe it's a little analogous to like the concept of like people who can just feel comfortable wearing their watches and aren't quite so precious about it. So I really like that idea of like a watch that you can just wear. It might have the feel of, a luxury piece and be inspired by obviously like very significant pieces, but it's a watch you're supposed to just pick up and wear. And I think also just like kind of looking at it, this is the first time seeing it, earlier today, and we were talking about some of like the subtle color things that are going on with the dial in terms of the brushing, and it's like a very sophisticated design. Despite, like you were saying, intended to be like that navy blazer of the watch.
Yeah, it's meant to be subtle, and I say navy blazer because I think of a navy blazer as something every man should own, right? And because you can wear it with jeans, hell, you can wear it with shorts if you're in Australia, right? Like, or you can wear it very formally with a pair of trousers and a necktie. And there's something very, there's something almost very democratic about it. Mm-hmm. Like everyone should have a navy blazer. It's just a handy thing to have, If you had to go out to a friend's wedding, right, and you're not really a suit guy, still wear a navy blazer, Mm-hmm. You would look a little bit more polished and it would be respectful of the occasion, So I do hope you come and join us in tailored clothing land. Like, it doesn't have to be everything you wear, but I think that there's always a time and place for tailored clothing. And I guess because I'm so used to it, right? Like, if you ask me, oh man, what's the thing I use most? I would probably say navy blazer more than even my blue jeans.
Yeah.
But conversely for you, maybe for you and your world of style, like maybe blue jeans are the thing, or maybe boots are the thing. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. I honestly, a big part of it's just like being like this kind of larger dude. It's just like, I always find like going into stores, I have a hard time finding clothes that like really fit, and I've like yet to like really make the plunge and get something kind of like tailored to myself. But maybe that's the key,
Well, come see us. I mean, being able to do custom, obviously, is really, really helpful for if you're a larger guy. And there's like different ways that larger guys can work with their frame, right? Do you want to emphasize it? Do you want to de-emphasize it? Do you want to kind of like visually reshape it a little bit? Like, and every guy is going to have a different take on that too. Style is a super personal thing, you know? Style is a super personal thing, and it takes you a long time actually to figure it out because it requires you to have some understanding of yourself also. Like, I like to describe it like this. Like, I always say clothing is a language, right? Clothing is a visual language. When you walk into a room, people don't hear your voice, they don't hear your thoughts first, they see you first. And so what you're wearing needs to be able to project what you hope they will understand about you, right? So style is language, clothing is a language. The items that you wear on your body, that's the vocabulary, that's the grammar, you know? And some people speak it really well, and some people need a bit of help, but it's just a skill. Everyone can get there, everyone can get there. And I think the guys who look the best are not the guys wearing the most tailored thing or the most fancy thing. The guys who look the best are the ones who look like their clothes exactly fit who they are as a person, you know? If you can get that right, then like looking good is just a natural byproduct of like having the right clothing for you as a person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the same goes with watches, because watches are things that you wear on the body. And so you're always looking for that visual coherence.
That's something that I've felt and tried to articulate for myself in like watch collecting is, you know, 15 odd years into this now, like my collection's radically different than where it was obviously when I started for various reasons, but I think my taste is really developed, and it's like, it's that sort of finding yourself in the product that is, you don't know it until you see it sort of a thing. And yeah, I guess for me, like the people who I see in a room who I'm like maybe a little bit envious of in terms of their style, it's not the clothing, it's the comfort level of them. It's like they are like just so effortlessly in the thing that they're in, because I guess it's like so them, right? They're not even thinking about it. I mean, it could be anything, you know, like something I would never myself want to be dressed in, you know, but you're just like, that is you. You did a good job.
Yeah.
You know?
And they figured it out.
Yeah.
They figured it out. They're wearing the clothing's not wearing them.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. The comfort is really like, when I, you know, like yourself, you know, where you're dressed today, obviously a lot more formal than I am, and like, but you look just as comfortable as I do. Like you come across like you're very comfortable, and like, whereas like again, we don't need to keep going down this rabbit hole, but like my experience has always been like the exact opposite. It's like you crank up the discomfort. You know,
love to see us like in the early years of Basel in our like Men's Warehouse suits that we bought like days before. That, you know, nothing wrong with Men's Warehouse, but it's just like, I'm sure they weren't tailored super well to us, and like I remember being physically like. Like the whole time kind of a thing.
I mean, you'll probably like throw up a little in your mouth, but like I remember going to like a very early Basel and realizing I didn't have black dress shoes, and going to like just like a discount store and getting a pair of black dress shoes that I think were all plastic. Like I think they were like, they predated Crocs, and they were just like a single piece of molded plastic, and I was like, I'm gonna go for it. At least
they're black, at least.
Squeak when you walk.
Make it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, so do you feel like that's kind of that philosophy of like being comfortable, and like, do you feel like that's kind of something you wanted to bring to the watches? Like, kind of like to your point about being something you can just put on every day. Like,
like our attitude towards the Armoury's attitude towards clothing definitely spills over into this watch, right? It's comfortable, and it's comfortable because it doesn't shout. Like you put it on, and it feels good, and it's not in your face, and it's not in anyone else's face. But if someone has a glance, like, oh, it's nice. Or you look at it, glance, oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
That's all you need.